Hey there guys, today we're talking about the van. The beautiful van. Let's go for it then. So we're gonna get into the finding of the van, process of buying the van conversion, the bed, the ceiling. I'm so happy with this van. We're gonna have a cost breakdown as well, and we're gonna talk about future upgrades on the van. So as the sun is going down, the perfect timing. I started this journey about 5 months ago. I arrived in Sydney, quickly realized, oh, I'm paying a lot for accommodation. This is going down fast. My job search is not going that well. So I decided to go woofing. Woofing is basically a work exchange where you work 5 hours in the day for 5 days in the week. And in return you get your accommodation and your food. So that was a good option for me to chill down a bit, to relax, and to basically to figure out what am I gonna do here in Australia. So at that point I was looking to get a van. I had a stable base, I had no expenses, so I checked on Facebook Marketplace, saw a lot of vans out there, quickly made myself a checklist for what do I need in a van. Is it petrol, is it diesel, is it automatic or is it manual? How much kilometers does it have? Does it have a service history? Does it have a rego, like registration? So then I contacted all the people on Facebook Marketplace that I thought, hey, this van looks good. I made a schedule, time schedule, made some appointments, and I had to rent a car. This was also the first time that I drove on the left side of the road, so this was quite crazy. So I checked about 7 cars in 2 days. I was asking them to pop open the hood, and I was looking there like frowning my eyebrows like, this looks good, this looks bad, but honestly I don't know crap about cars. I don't know anything about them. Quickly realized none of them has service history, so that means I don't know what's been done to the cars. But in the end I found a van that checked most of my boxes. Okay, this is the one I want, but how can I trust this person without a service history? I figured out you need to check with a pre-purchase vehicle inspector. That was a mechanic that I chose that inspected the car. He told me, hey, this car is okay, so that's perfect for me to get the money from the bank and to go and get the car. So I come down there with a bunch of cash, and in return I get this little paper and the keys. Luckily I got the keys as well, of course. Without keys there's no car, I suppose. Next day I went to Richmond to the service center and I got the car on my name. Then after that I had the full freedom to move around, to check places out, but remember I'm still working 5 hours per day, 5 days a week, and I'm still at that place. Now luckily for me, I was so grateful to be receiving so much grace. I had beautiful people on the woofing property. I was able to use the tools to make the dream happen, right? A van conversion is one of the beautiful things that I was so happy to do. So with the tools and a van full of electricians' materials, we're getting into the van conversion. Next chapter, van conversion. For me, the van conversion can be, like feeling-wise, can be condensed into getting decisive. I was having so much struggles with indecisiveness because, to be honest, there's so many ways to convert a van. There's millions of options all over, and I don't know what I'm doing. I just don't know what I'm doing. So that was quite hard to decide time upon time again. What am I gonna do? What's the next step? Just be there, turn up for this thing and just make it happen. Slowly but surely I made it happen. Partially with the help of Jasmine, beautiful other woofer that was also at the place. She could help me with a lot of advice because she converted her van. She was driving in a beautiful ambulance van and just could help me with some tips here and there. At the end of the day, it was always just me that had to do it. So decisiveness was something that I really had to bring to the table to get this thing happen. I started off by clearing everything that was inside. This van was full of shelving. It was an electrician's van and it had all kinds of stuff in there. The mat, it was all dirty. The roof was a little bit rusty and the side door didn't close. So that was a big thing as well. Cleaning it, de-rusting the roof, painting the roof, and slowly getting into the inside. For me, it was time to start thinking about the flooring. Do I get flooring? Do I put it just on the mat? I don't know. So I just got flooring. I got all this wood. I made stencils out of cardboard. So that means I'm cutting all the cardboard to make it fit the van. And later I can put that on some plywood, which is this wood, to cut it all out with the jigsaw, one that I slowly am mastering. If I can call myself a master at this, not really. I put some slats down. On top of those slats I had this plywood that I beautifully carved into the floor and some insulation. So then I went over to the walls. For the walls I had to check the right screws because I had to screw inside the car. It's quite scary because I thought I would be putting holes into the side of the wall. I was always looking outside to check, hey, did I drill through or not? After the walls it was time to do the ceiling, and with the ceiling I had to think a bit. What do I want? What color do I want? What material do I want? And do I want a skylight? Because Jasmine, the other woofer, she really recommended me to get a skylight. She was like, this is gonna be very nice. So in the end I got it, but that also meant that I had to cut a hole in the roof, and that was quite a scary part. That was quite a scary step. Cutting a hole in the roof of your own van. In the end I did it. In the end I managed to do it, put the skylight in, was very happy with that. And Ali helped me with the coloring of the ceiling, which I put in as well. I was so happy when the ceiling was in, it started feeling like a real home. Even the bed was not in at all. Time to put the centerpiece in, the beautiful bed. I saw a design online. There's a car coming, there's a car coming. Alright, so I found the design and I decided to just copy that. I wasn't gonna pay $2,800 to get that thing delivered. No, I was gonna try to make it myself. But that came with a lot of measuring. There's some drawers in the back. Those measurements had to be exact. The wood had to be cut perfectly, not with just a saw, like manually. If you cut wood manually, you're never gonna get it super straight to get it all fit. So that was a big challenge for me, but my perfectionism made it work. So I'm very proud of this beautiful piece. Next up, I went to IKEA to get all these things. And to be honest, I would have loved it if my sister was there as well to help me in IKEA, because I went a bit crazy. I went a bit mad. I was like, where can I buy these things? Because I was in the showroom. I was walking through the showroom. I was like, oh, I like that. There must be like a place to buy it. So I was walking a bit further, no place to buy that. I only see other things or kitchens or... I would have loved to have my sister there to help me a bit. So I remember I went super decisive. I was like, I want this, I want that, I want that. Bum. Someone told me you have to go to the end, all the way to the end to get all those things. So I went there, took all those things, hop, and out of there. Because something about those stores, same as Bunnings, like a big hardware store, that drained my energy. They drained my energy like crazy. But I made it, and then made it into a full-on home. My home was finished, my home was done, and now I have had some beautiful adventures in it, and I'm not ready to stop. I'm ready to continue with this beautiful, beautiful home. And that brings us to the cost of this van. How much did this cost me? What's the cost breakdown? Let me get my notepad for that, because I checked all my receipts today, and I was quite surprised. It turned out to be more than I thought. I've got the numbers right here, but you'll have to stay tuned for part 2 of this van life series. In part 2, I'll cover the costs, cost breakdown, and possible future upgrades of the van. Now, if you love this video, show some love and subscribe if you want to see more. See ya in the next one.